with y'all, man? It's Made It Clear, and I'm back with another Motivational Monday video. I know what day it is, so y'all know I gotta come with that energy, that uplifting, elevated energy, man. But today I want to talk about relationships, man. The types of relationships. So this was a while back. This was in I want to say 10th grade science class, right? I still remember my teacher, Miss McKnight. Still remember her. But in that class, we learned about different biological relationships, right? So it's three that I really like, that really stuck with me that you can apply to like regular human relationships, right? So those three relationships are parasitic, commensalism, and mutualism, right? So the first one, parasitic, is like just how it sounds, like basically a leech. Like that person benefits from you or benefits from the other person, and it also harms that other person. So somebody's benefiting from you and it's putting you in an unfavorable situation, an unfavorable spot. And it's really like messing with your mental, it's hurting your pockets, or it's doing something to you physically. Like that's really a relationship that you want to really stay away from. And if you click off this video and you sit back and begin to like contemplate and ponder the relationships that you do have with the people that are around you, and you start to notice that you are in a parasitic relationship, you gotta cut that. They got to go. Either talk to them and change that, or they gotta go, because at the end of the day, that's not doing you no good whatsoever. Like that's like constantly giving somebody a ride to work, and you going the opposite way to get them, and have to drive all the way back to the other side of town, and they're not giving you no gas. Gas prices is crazy right now. They be doing that. That's crazy. That's putting you in a tight position financially, right? Or just in general, breaking bread with somebody and you don't get anything in return, which is not really a problem. Not getting anything in return isn't a problem, but constantly doing it, and it eventually put you in a bad spot, whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally, or financially. That's the problem. That's when the problem, begins to arise. That's when it really becomes a problem, right? So what you really want to do, man? I don't know. For those y'all watching this, if y'all do have one, or if y'all find out that y'all do, or y'all notice that y'all do have one, get rid of that. And there's some of y'all that kind of know that y'all have that type of relationship with some people that are around you, but it's like y'all are hesitant to cut them because of y'all history. Like clearly that history means nothing to them, because they benefiting off of you, but you're not getting anything from it. And sometimes you do it to yourself. You tell them like, "Oh yeah, look, I'm here for you. If you need me," and they take advantage of that. Sometimes they don't even do it on purpose, but they kind of like get used to you holding their hand. Like every time they're in a tight spot, they're gonna be able to call on you to help them out. Like prime example, I've had times where I've given people my last on multiple occasions, and I really had nothing else for myself, but they was good because of the bread that I gave them or what I did for them, and I had to stop doing that. And sometimes it wasn't even their fault. Like I'll offer them, like, look, I got you, and I started to realize, like, I'm telling them I got them, and I don't even have it to give it to them, and I had to stop that. I really did have to stop that. And some of y'all are doing the same thing. Some of y'all y'all know what's going on, know what you're doing for people that's putting you in a bad spot, but you still doing it. You gotta stop that. Like nothing's gonna change if you don't stop that. For the people that don't know, look, when you click off this video, sit back and think. Like, look, everybody you have in your circle, everybody that's around you, that you interact with on a daily basis, man, think about the type of relationship that you have with them. Like, for real. And on to the next relationship. The second one is the commensalism, right? That's where basically one side benefits and the other one neither benefits or is harmed from it. That's not too bad. That's like you having a crib and you letting a friend of yours or a family member come stay with you, and they don't have paying you rent because they don't have a job until they get back on their feet. That's cool. That's not harming you, because all you're doing is giving them a room that you don't even use. You know what I mean? So that's not too bad. Or you going to work and you have a coworker or a homeboy or a homegirl that literally lives on the way to work, and you go get them and that really doesn't really hurt your gas because it's on the way and you really just taking it to work. You know what I mean? That's nothing crazy. Prime example. I brought this up before. I had some problems at my crib, so I was staring at my boy Jack. Shout out to Jack, man. Shout out to you. You're a real one, dog. But a couple years back, that's what I did. Like, I stayed at his crib, and it was like I wasn't there. Like, I wasn't eating their food. I was really there to sleep because I was getting up, going straight to work. I was doing overtime, so it's like I wasn't there. When I left, I folded the covers, the sheets, and all that. I put it in a nice spot. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So a commensalism relationship really isn't that bad as long as you want to be harmed from it. That's fine. Cause like, it's not always going to be 50-50. Like sometimes people really need that helping hand to kind of like hold them up until they get back on their own 2 feet. Some people really need that. Like things happen in life that they can't control, right? You know what I mean? So like things happen. That's not too bad. That's literally not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. And yeah, that's it for that one. Now the third one is a mutualistic relationship. Basically where both sides benefit from each other. So that's like you giving your homeboy or family member or somebody a room or a place to stay, right? And they paying rent. So now you don't have to pay your full rent because now they paying some too. Mutualistic. Y'all both benefiting. That's like I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I help you, help me. You know what I mean? You giving that coworker or whoever a ride to work along the way, and now they giving you gas money. I'm giving you a ride to work. You putting gas in my car. That's mutualistic. We both benefit from that. You know what I mean? I break bread for you. You break bread for me. And it's not more so like a tit for tat. It's more so of like, look, I looked out for you. I'm not saying you obligated to look out for me, but it's a common courtesy in that building that rapport and that bond or whatever with whoever is in your circle or you're involved with. Eventually, when you're in a time of need, they can help you because you helped them when they was in a time of need. So that's simple. Like it's not too crazy. You know what I mean? But that's really like that's it. And I really want y'all to know, man. Like, look, when you click off this video, everybody you're involved with, I'm gonna talk on a day-to-day basis. Really sit back and think about what type of relationship do you have with them. Because it's crazy because some of y'all actually know that you're in a parasitic relationship, but you won't cut that person off due to the history y'all have of what y'all been through, or like because they're family members or something. Like none of that means anything. Like if it's not done you no good, man, cut them people. Like for real, because it's not helping you at the end of the day. Like at the end of the day, they're literally draining you, whether it's mentally or emotionally or physically, financially. Like, eventually, it's like you having a cup, right? It's like you having a cup. Your cup is full, and you punching more and more holes in your cup to help all these different people, and eventually their cups are going to get full, and yours is literally never going to be able to get full because you always breaking bread with these other individuals, these other cups, right? You got to cut that, man. Really got to cut that. For some people, that's like just commensalism. It's like you doing this. It's really not hurting you because at the end of the day, you're just looking out for them. But you really don't want to do that to yourself. You really don't want to drain yourself of your own energy to pour into other people, whether it be breaking bread with them, having them come to you to vent, giving them a place to stay, giving them a ride to work, anything. You really don't want to do that if it's putting you in a tight spot. You don't want to give somebody a ride to work and like you gotta go out your way, and gas prices is crazy right now, and they're getting a free ride to work, and now you have to keep putting extra gas in your car because you're constantly going to get them. Like, you don't want to have somebody in your crib and now they running up your light bill because they're not going to get a job and they're eating up all your food, so now you gotta pay a higher light bill and you gotta buy more food to maintain your crib. You know what I mean? You really don't want to do that. You don't want to break bread and give them bread that you don't have to give them, and now they're straight because you gave them bread, but now you have to figure out how you're going to pay your bills now. You don't want to do that. You really do. Just not something you want to do for real. It's just not. So look, when this video ends, you click off it. really like, I don't care if you got 2 friends, 3 friends, I don't care if you got 10 friends. Think about what type of relationships you have with every friend or every person you're involved with, man. And I talked about networking. I did. You network, most times it's going to be a commensalist relationship, because sometimes being a mentor, you might gain a knowledge, but you're doing for them, but you aren't really gaining anything too critical, but probably some knowledge. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to do that to build that rapport, so that at the end of the day, later on down the road, then you can get a return on your investment. That's what it is sometimes. But that's it for me, man. It's made it clear. I hope y'all take this video and really do something with it and elevate y'all lives and change your viewpoint on how you perceive things and stuff like that. But it's made it clear, man. I'm out. I'll holler at y'all next Monday, man.